Hello everybody, it's Claire. Welcome back to my art journal channel. So today I'm working on a page in my Square Dilutions journal and just adding a thin layer of gesso to the page just to prepare it. Then I'm going to be using some quite warm colours today, so starting off with Dina Wakley Blushing. This isn't one that I tend to choose to use very often, so I have to make like a conscious decision to pick it. Then I'm also using magenta and also cheddar. So these are colours that do look quite pretty when they're together, work quite nicely. So I'm using quite a wet brush just to blend the colours together. And then I decided I would use the Dina Wakley Scroval stencil and a baby wipe. I'm just finding the stencil, and remove some paint through the stencil just to add some pattern into the background. So next I'm using this mask from Dina Wakley. This is called Curly Frond, and I'm just using some of the magenta and just adding a little bit more interest. It's so pretty, this mask. It's really, I love how delicate it is, and doesn't it look pretty with those colours showing through? So this is a Stencil Girl Products stencil. I've had it quite a while, and I was just trying to decide whether I wanted the whole face on the page or just half the face. So you notice that I'm just clipping it in place at the top. Because it's got some quite fine details on the face, I wanted a little bit of help holding it still. And one thing I have found with this stencil is not to have too much paint on your applicator, otherwise it bleeds underneath. And this is quite a striking stencil. I do like this. I love using faces in my journal pages, whether that's faces that I've drawn myself or stencil faces. I just think they can convey such a lot. So then I'm using a white Signo Uniball. I'm just adding the white in on the eye, kind of brings that alive straight away. These are some letter stamps by Darkroom Door, and I've got some favourite sets of letter stamps at the minute, and this is one of my favourites. I do love typography, and I love adding different sorts of fonts into my work too. Sometimes it is just my handwriting, but it does create a very different look if you use stamps, letter stamps, or even cut words out of magazines and newspapers, although maybe that might look like a ransom note, which might not be the look that you're going for. So I'm just positioning the words where I want them to be, and making sure that I've spelt everything correctly and everything fits. I'm just using a black archival ink as well to stamp these letters out. And I'm not particularly fussy about the edges of the letters getting smudgy. Can you see where it's like a little bit transferred from around the letter? It doesn't bother me at all. And here we go. I wanted a number 5 in this quote, and I didn't have one, so I'm just kind of roughly copying the style of the letters, and it works. It looks okay. So once I've glued these in place, I just used a glue stick. I'm then using an aqua blue Posca pen and just going and filling in the inside of the letters. And then I'm adding some mark making just around the edges of the page. It's a really simple page, just a stencil and some letter stamps really. And then I'm going over the blue with this white Signo Uniball pen, just kind of pops the letters out even more. And then some doodling with the white pen too. Just kind of drawing some circles and doing some more dots, and they kind of end up looking like bubbles. It's quite cute. And finally, I did some stamping using a StazOn ink in teal blue and a text stamp, and I just stamped little bits of text onto the background, not using the whole stamp, just a small part. And there we have it, there's the finished page. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.